as a future EL educator, I thought it would be a good idea to look up an article on math and EL students. So the article that I found basically listed several different activities that you could do with EL students, and a lot of them you guys have probably heard of, such as self-talk, think alouds, and summarizing. And probably the main activity that they talked about in the article was calendar math, which I don't know if you guys have heard of that. I hadn't heard of it before, so I was interested to kind of learn about that. And it kind of reminds me of like a activity calendar like you would do in a health class. So you'd have like a different exercise that you do every day. And so it's kind of the same idea, but with math. So that's probably the thing I would compare it to the most. But I thought that was a really neat activity that you could do with your students. And probably my main takeaway from this article is just the emphasis on including discussion in your math classroom and just how much that can help EL students understand math, because there is that language barrier there, so it could be difficult for these students to actually understand the math. So it's really important to kind of have that discussion in your classroom. So they listed 3 different ways that you could do this, like a 3-step process. So I took notes here so I could remember it. So basically the first step is to engage your students and ask them a lot of questions, and just to kind of get them to discuss things in the classroom. And then the second step is the teacher is supposed to scaffold the students' ideas by revoicing their responses. And then the third part is to make sure that, as the teacher, that your speech is comprehensible for EL students. So I think all those steps are really important, and I definitely could see where it would really help EL students. So that is my article, and that's just some of the takeaways I found from it.